The NDIA Prices Annual Review was released today, and this one is not just a price update. It's a shift on how the entire market is being controlled. I work closely with NDIS providers around claiming, accounting, and taxation, and this update is something that providers need to understand earlier. Because what NDIA is doing in this price update is moving pricing from a guideline to a control mechanism, and that has real implications on how you invoice, and that has implications on how you operate, how you bill, and how providers stay compliant. First, the document confirms that the NDIA is aware that most providers are charging the maximum rate. So by they changing the prices maximums, they understand that they will be changing how providers also shift into their operations, because there is a clear push towards registration. From January 2027, unregistered provider will see a reduction on the claim, 10% reduction on when providing social and civic community participation to participants. They will not be able to claim 100% of the allowable maximum rate. That is not accidental. Then no further indexation will be applied if you are an unregistered provider. This is an incentive to move unregistered providers toward registration. The price review also unbundles a lot of claims or items to break down, for example, STA, short-term accommodation, into clear view what is accommodation and what is actual support. We are currently wondering whether it's a separate invoice for each items or whether they can continue be in the same invoice. Therapy, provision of therapy support, also it needs to be broken down into actual face-to-face support, travel, and non-face-to-face report writing, and that makes auditing for the NDIA significantly easier. Some services prices are going up and some are going down. For example, psychologists can charge a little bit higher. Dietitians, to the contrary, their rate has dropped. Exercise physiologists, their rate has also dropped. A new category has been introduced for OMS. For other professionals, the rate of charge remains the same. But it's very important that travel will be billed separately along with non-face-to-face support or writing reports. The price exchange has been updated to align with Medicare and also private hospital insurance providers and benchmarks. No changes on the prices for support coordination, neither for plan managers. However, the report says that those remain under review as they're taking in consideration the cost pressure to provide those services by providers. The support workers costing pricing is now indexed to line up with the Fair Work benchmarks, with the wages benchmark, but the pricing doesn't still consider costs associated with having employees and operating as a business, staying in compliance, paperwork, administration, training, supervision, software, etc. Those aren't fully reflected on the pricing. They became responsibility of the business owner or to be taken from any potential profit margins associated with the price increase minus the cost of operations. So this price review was released today. The key message is do not wait. Review your pricing, review your service agreements, adjust your minimum hours of support, understand what you can claim and you cannot claim, because the risk now is not just pricing, it's additional exposure to compliance and audit for all providers, regardless whether they are registered or unregistered.